shiver, all the shadows fade away. All your streets are empty, lights begin to sway. 4 a.m. as I think, oh, Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder, you know. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the lower, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better kind of bitter. Lose gravity, I'm sweet. the ocean, love you in slow motion, anything it takes to make you stay. But I can't rely on you, doesn't matter what I do. You say you need a time, I think you mean a buyout, cause it's pretty clear you're on your way out. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, cause you're not alone, yeah. You said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face, you're sorry. And I quit my job for you, even quit some friends for you, cause you couldn't stand it, me all independent, so you had to have me for yourself. That was when I trusted you, when I could add up 2 and 2, when you promised we'd be together, you, me, forever. Now there's nothing left to lose. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, cause you're not alone, yeah. You said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face, you're sorry. This time I think I get it. This love was overrated. No more infatuated. And I blame it on you, I blame it on you, yeah. This time I hope you get it. In love you shouldn't fake it, no. I'm old enough to take it, so just say it to me, say it to me. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Jay Red, and we are back with another live stream. And honestly, I just I just want to first and foremost dedicate this stream to the Pookies who ran through and ran through my car when I left it unlocked. So, just human error, it happens, but happens to everybody. But you know, the the worst part of it is like I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I took it personal. Not because I left anything significant of value except for one thing. And that was I left my my almost gone bottle of Bleu de Chanel, the EDP. So now, guess what? I have to add that to my list of things I have to acquire because it's one of my favorite scents. It's literally one of my favorite fragrances because you can wear it anywhere. It's so versatile. Bleu de Chanel. So yeah, Pookie got a lick, and Pookie got me for my Blue Dash Chanel. And so I usually leave it in the cars in case of emergencies to touch up all that. And yeah, so I'm a little salty about that. But, you know, yeah, like I said, human error happens to everybody. But with that being said, I just want to say first and foremost that to anybody that's tuned in, to anybody that will tune in, I appreciate you because you could be doing anything, you could be anywhere, but you know you're kicking it with me. And so because of that, you know, we're not gonna let Pookies ruin, we're not gonna let the Pookies ruin the show. You know what I mean? That's not what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we are going to dissect and look into this conversation. But before we look into this conversation, I want to, for my amusement and hopefully yours too, take a look at this video. Take a look at this video, and we're going to that struggle streaming. We are going to take a second to admire for these lefties losing it. Because honestly, there's nothing that I find funnier than a leftist meltdown. That's just, you got to tell the truth. Look, you can say it's petty, you can say I'm being childish, and you might be right. But there is no more satisfaction that I get. None. No more satisfaction that I get than enjoying a good liberal leftist meltdown. So we're gonna get into this debate, and we're gonna go into this debate. But before we do that, let's just take a look at this and admire this. Let's admire this, and not playing it because of monetization, with music, copyright, that kind of stuff. But look at this. Look at these women. These women are so affected by Donald Trump that they are literally shaving their heads. This is some kind of rebellion. What are you doing? Can you imagine walking into work the next day bald head because you were angry about who got elected the president of the United States? This is insane. These leftists are lunatics. They are absolute lunatics, and you can see it for yourself. Look at this. I've never seen a Trump. When Trump lost, I never saw a person sitting there clowning and performing this way. This is insane. Look at this woman. She's shaving. Look at him. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. What is wrong with you? And then this woman, you're just, girl, shaving their heads. They're shaving and yelling. They are hysterically losing their minds. And it's insane. Over what? Over what? Because of Donald Trump? They're losing it. They're losing it. And I'm just going to be honest. I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. I, I, the fact that you're so unhinged over Donald Trump winning the election, even though you don't want to blame it on your crappy party and their crappy marketing, their crappy campaign strategies, their crappy use of campaign dollars. Let's just be for real, man. Y'all don't want to get into it, man. It's just pathetic. But like I said, I love a good leftist meltdown. I love it. I love it. These leftist tears, they bring joy to me. Like a sensu bean. Like, come on. It gives me strength. Strength. Guys, now we are going to get into the meat because it's going to take a while to get through this. Because what we have here tonight is a battle of ideologies, right? A battle of methods and approaches to a solution that we have that's pretty significant in the Black community, if we're really being honest. Because one of the biggest issues that we have in the Black community is a breakdown of family, right? So how do we create families, right? People have to get married. And in order for people to get married, to some degree, men and women are going to have to get on the same page. So when you have these different ideologies clashing, we have to examine them and look at them. So there's this debate that happened a while ago, and it's between Anton Daniels and this guy named Yada Awaken, right? I'm familiar with Anton Daniels because I watch his content. I've been watching Anton's content for years now. I'm not gonna, that's my disclaimer. I'm just putting it out there now. I am a fan of Anton Daniels. I watch his stuff. This guy Yada Awakening, I haven't heard of him. But what I've heard and what I've seen from the clips, all he is and what he appears to be is just another Derrick Jackson 2.0. And any of you know me, then you know I'm not a fan of that. So that's my disclaimer up front. Now, these two are going to be debating relationships and the biggest issues in the community. And this is relevant because guess what? We're all Black. So I just think we need to, first one, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's go ahead and get to it.
Belt is knowing you got it on sale. For a limited time only, our handmade in the United States tactical gun belt is.
So what I want to do is slightly familiarize yourself with their talking points, with their stances, what they standing on. And let's actually start here with my brother Yada coming straight here out the A. Thank you so much for coming up here and joining us today. Yada was very serious about wanting this to be an in-person meeting of the men here today, because it's a lot of important conversations happening online, and I want to bring some clarity. All right, with brothers with two different philosophies sitting here today, we're going to bring some clarity. Let's play a clip to familiarize people with the brother Yada.
When a man says, "Where's the good women at?" that translates, I'm a feminine man looking for women to take care of. Masculine men bring the femininity out of any woman around them. How can you move into a woman's home and not remove her worries? You don't love her, you're leeching off of her. Now she's depressed. This is why she lost respect for you. At minimum, a man should have $300,000 US in his savings account. 50,000 of that goes to your new bride. Before y'all get married here, I love you, hits 50,000. The other 50,000 go on a deposit of your new family house.
Hold on. There we go.
That's strong.
There we
strong
go.
philosophy right there.
Just giving them a piece of
just
it.
Just a taste.
Just a taste. Because I want you to understand, this is the, and look at Anton, but first of all, I got to get the view here, the brothers, Lano. Let me see both faces.
Yeah.
We got to already, I need to be looking at these brothers the entire show.
For the whole show.
The entire show.
Is he talking about a dowry? Isn't that what that's isn't that what that's called in like in those Middle Eastern countries, like a dowry or something like that, where you like basically pay the bride or you pay the bride's family? Is that what you're saying?
Show, we need to see these brothers' faces here. Okay? And I also,
you're a funny guy.
You're a funny guy.
Hilarious.
And you know, Anton is equally as influential as he's been online for, I mean, it's close to it. Is it close to a decade now, Anton?
Yes, sir.
We was looking at some old videos, man. I think we see one video you was in a motorcycle headed to like a abandoned stadium.
You gotta give people the journey. You can't.
BBA and the Bag Chasers and guys toward the end of the.
I would electrify the room and remove all dusty demons from the table. All praises due.
Open up the conversation here. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
First, I want to say all praises due to the Most High, and I want to pray real quick if you don't mind.
Let's go.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, strengthen me and guide me, allow God to speak through me. me run off with it. No. Let me elevate you. Let me bring you closer to the top of your head. I'm gonna love everything about you 100%. And if I can't do that, I'm not a man. I'm a male, and that's a difference.
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Now, I'm gonna let Anton cook, and I'm gonna let Anton do what he has to say. But I'm gonna say, first and foremost, if I'm being objective and I'm being biased, I think when you look at dealing with a woman, right, under the context of marriage and all those things, I believe that if you're serious and you commit to women, there is a level of you need to provide if you're a particular type of guy, right? And especially if you demand and want things, like I believe that it's unreasonable to sit up and say, need you guys to look at me, really hear what I'm saying. I think it's personally unreasonable for a man to expect, you know what I'm saying, the woman to be the breadwinner. She's bringing home the money, and then at the same time expect her to come home and cook for you and do all that kind of stuff. Now, if you find one that's willing to do it, good on you, mate. But I'm just saying, let's just be real. I believe that if you want to live in the traditional land, you have to play in traditional land rules. That means that you have to provide and create an environment for her. That being said, the issue that I have with a lot of these dating gurus is that they use that and they teach it to women in order to manipulate men in order to get what they want. Number one. Number two, if you listen to what he was saying, let's just go back and listen to what he was saying. Now, why did I replay that clip? Because guess what? It's not so much that I disagree. It's not so much that I disagree with the sentiment that he's saying. The thing is, I disagree with the motive. I question the motive. I wonder, why is it that you're saying what you're saying? I mean, yeah, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk to me, brother.
Nope. That's
Talk
not,
to me,
that's
brother.
not what we're going to do today.
Talk to me, brother.
So this is what we're going to do.
Talk to
right?
me, brother.
Because he's like Kamala Harris right now.
Talk to me, brother.
And I've heard all of these talking points.
Talk to
and
me.
I don't even study him. Because he says the same thing over and over again.
Talk to me.
You got to control yourself.
Talk
because
to me,
that's
brother.
not manly.
Talk to me, brother.
You got to control yourself.
Brother, talk to me, brother.
So you see how I was quiet
Talk to
when
me.
you were speaking?
No, you cut me off, but go ahead, brother.
I didn't say anything.
You got it, brother. There you go.
I was quiet when you were speaking.
Go ahead, brother.
And so now we're going to add nuance.
did he cut him off? Did he cut him off? Let's go back and see.
Off with it. No. Let me elevate you. Let me bring you closer to your God. Let me set standards in your life. If your father gave you to me, you are my responsibility from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. I'm gonna love everything about you, 100%. And if I can't do that, I'm not a man. I'm a male, and that's a difference.
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk to me.
He didn't cut him off. He didn't cut him off. We go look. We gonna call it straight today. He didn't cut him off. He didn't cut him off. Not one bit. Not one bit. But let's just go ahead and let's see how this goes, because honestly, this is an example of somebody that's portraying an act of masculinity, and we're gonna really get into the nitty gritty of it. But like I said, this is a portrayal of masculinity.
Brother.
Nope.
Talk to me,
that's
brother.
not what we're going to do today.
Talk to me, brother.
So this is what we're going to do.
Talk to
right?
me, brother.
Because he's like Kamala Harris right now.
Talk to me, brother.
And I've
That talk to me, brothers, like that would irritate me. I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all saw how I get with those Hebrew Israelites. Y'all saw that irritates me. Don't do it like this. These are these like things that people do that they know that they doing. It's like when you know to look for it, then it just gets really irritating. It really irritating. Like, I'm not somebody that's like super big and preaching on microaggressions and all that nonsense, but let's just be for real. People be knowing what they be doing. Like, shut up.
heard all of these talking points.
Talk to
and
me.
I don't even study him because he says the same thing over and over again.
Talk to me.
You got to control yourself
Talk to
because
me,
that's
brother.
not manly.
Talk to me, brother.
You got to control yourself.
Brother, talk to me, brother.
So you see how I was quiet
Talk to
when
me.
you were speaking?
No, you cut me off, but go ahead, brother.
I didn't say anything.
You got it, brother. There you go.
I was quiet when you were speaking.
Go ahead, brother.
And so now we're going to add nuance. Now we're going to add context. So first thing we have to do is we have to ask ourselves the question, what does it mean to be a man? Because being manly has nothing to do with a woman. It has nothing to do with pandering. It has nothing to do with just providing. Being a man means being purposeful. That's what being a man is. That means that whatever it is that I seek from God, because my purpose is not a woman. A woman is a helpmeet. So when he panders to you guys, and ladies, remember, I don't know what he's selling. I don't know what product that he has, but my goal is to get you married. My goal is to have you married based off of what God says is sanctified, right? I don't want y'all divorced. I don't want you unequally yoked. I don't want you to be a single baby mama. I don't want you shooting your shot in the dark thinking that this guy is giving you insight when he's just giving you talking points with no real substance behind it. And here's the context. At what age do you want to be married? Do you put yourself in a position to...
Anton is cooking and he's touching on a lot. He's touching on a lot, but let's just stop and break down what he was saying so far, right? So the first part about what Anton was saying, I believe is absolutely correct. This is the problem with the mentality of people that like this other guy, Yada Awakening. What they do is they frame everything as if a man is supposed to dedicate his very being. Notice what I said though. As if a man is supposed to dedicate his very being to that woman in making her life better. When in reality, what it is you cannot lead if you're leaning on her. You have to build the foundation for yourself. That's the truth of the matter. I'm not here to tell you what sounds good. I'm here to tell you the truth. If you have to be the foundation and then allow her to lean on and grow from that. If that's the way you choose to do it. A lot of people are in these modern day partnerships. Look, it's up to you. I'm not here to discuss that. I'm just talking about the facts. The basic principles of what Anton is saying is that you providing for a woman is not what determines whether you a man or not. And that's a fact. That's a fact. It's not. It can determine what kind of man you are, but your manhood is not tied to your ability to provide for a woman or your decision to provide for a particular woman. That's that I mean, it look, let's just be real. That's a fact. It's a fact.
Find the purpose, the person that's best for you. Has your father given you away? Does your parents actually see value in the person that is looking to?
Now, if anybody isn't familiar with Anton, you're gonna know that like he's conservative for real. His standards are like high, but you can't argue with the proof and the results in his situation.
Marry you. And when you start to ask yourself these questions, and I don't speak to just rich people because we both have money, we both have resources. So let's remove that from the table. I speak to the majority, not the minority. And when you are 20, 21, 22 years old, especially if you are a person that's looking to become a man, you are supposed to fail in controlled environments, meaning that your father is not even supposed to give you everything. He's supposed to give you what you need in order to be successful. My father was able to buy me a car, but he told me that I had to earn it and work for it because I valued it more, which then extended to every single thing that I touch, including the woman. See, my wife is here. My wife travels with me. She knows me. She understands me, right? And so at 20, 21, 22 years old, you supposed to be broke. Unless you're doing something that you ain't supposed to do in order to get it.
And let's just be real. Let's just be real. If we really being honest and we really looking at the stats, let's just be honest, guys. Most men are not making $100,000. We don't have $300,000 just sitting around in the bank. Most people do not have that by 30 years old, by 40 years old. Now, if you do right, you can, but let's just be honest. The stats show that people don't. They don't. So, we need to be real honest and practical when we're giving these men this advice. Yes, push men to strive for more, but you're sitting here giving women this expectation and you're adding on to a pressure when in reality, most men cannot keep up with the idea and the fantasy that women have for them nowadays. They can't keep up with it. So when you're sitting here talking about, oh, you need to have $300K in the bank, you need to give her $50K, then the other $250 needs to be down on the house, and you need to do all this. When are you expecting to get married? When are you expecting this to happen? Because the studies show that for most people, it ain't gonna be 25, it ain't gonna be 30. Most men, look, if you look at the studies, if you hit 70K, 75K in most places of the world, you're like in the upper 20 to 15%. This is the problem that I have with these fake dating gurus. They're not telling you the truth. They're selling you a dream. Now, for those of you that this may be your first time, I appreciate people in the comment section, so I'm always gonna show them love. So, Ked says most men will probably never get six figures, and that's the truth. It's the truth. Most men will never get six figures. You have to work hard for it. It's not. Most people are making about 40K, give or take, being generous. Really, it's like 40 to 60, but that's including other races. Black people, we in the 40s. It's not normal. I think people should strive to be better. I think you should strive to do more. But telling these people or adding to this unreal expectation. We already got social media. We already got all the reality TV show, reality TV. How is this helping them? How is this helping people? It's not. Let's just be honest. It's not. They're not trying to help people. What they're doing is they want to profit. They want to profit off of it. They want to profit off of the struggle. The struggle. Single black women. They're profiting off of you. Kez says, and if you ask them how to get it, they have no answers. Absolutely not. Most people don't. It's sad, man. It's sad.
You're supposed to be building. You're supposed to be understanding each other. It's a storming, a norming, a forming situation. And in no circumstance do you ever come into it fully understanding who the person is, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. And so when we start to look at what God has ordained to be great, the purpose of a man, it's not just to give spirituality and leadership, and it's to understand. The first thing that the word says, in everything that you do, you get understanding. And everything you do, you get understanding. I don't even know her. I don't even know you. Everybody is out here dating, everybody running around, everybody doing everything. They're giving themselves to each other. We think that money or resources or what you can do or what you can offer a person is supposed to make up for all of the insecurities and the problems and the issues that you have in your childhood. What have you solved for? Right? Do you have problems in your childhood? Do you even have a father? Do you know what it means to be a man? It's a lot of women that's raising men to be feminine because they're in single parent households, right? How does that look? What does it look like when you get into a situation with a woman that has a child out of wedlock already, and then she still has to deal with the father? How do you deal with that? See, these are the questions that he can't answer for you, because the only thing he talks about is pandering. I'm talking about context. I'm talking about substance. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about praying together. I'm talking about building. You're supposed to get married when you're young because it prevents you from sinning and finding yourself with all of these bodies and these soul ties that ultimately carry with you for the rest of your life. And then you.
Now let's have a conversation about that real quick. Now get super religious, so I'm going to approach this from a secular standpoint, right? Let's just be honest, right? You can look this up for yourself. The more sexual partners that you engage in or that you acquire in your life, the less likely you are to be able to successfully pair bond. The more difficult that it becomes for you to pair bond. So what Anton is saying is that in reality, because look, we're all human. People have been having intercourse since the beginning of time. They've been doing it. If we know that based off of spirituality and the most efficient way of reproducing children, if we know that men are going to experience a desire to have sex, we know that women are going to have a desire to have sex. Guess what? You get married when you're young. That way, you're not as likely to engage in a sinful lifestyle. And that is what Anton is saying. I don't believe that there's anything wrong with that. I don't. Because at the end of the day, I mean, look, guys, like I said, there are studies to show this stuff. People, the more experiences you take on, now you got to live up to expectations that you know what I mean, that other people have. You might be settling for things that you don't like instead of being able to discover it together. I get it, man. I get why someone would suggest marrying young. I do. From a practical standpoint, I believe that it makes more sense. Because the less experiences you're exposed to, that's the less trauma you got to deal with. You know what I mean? It's a layered thing, and that's what Anton is talking about. This is layered.
You start to see every single man and you can't take it out of your memory with the person that you wind up being with. Most women have skipped over the man that they're supposed to be with because they didn't have the guidance, because they didn't have the spirituality. They don't know the word of God. And so it's easy to just say, oh yeah, just provide 100%. What happens when life happens and you 22, 23, 24 years old and you get married? The economy messed everybody up. Everybody that thought that they had it, guess what? You got a plan, and then God has a plan. What happened to the character? Why you don't talk about character?
Hold on, oh, and Anton,
Why he don't talk about character? Because what I teach my daughter, I'm a reflection of the man that I would want my daughter to marry. I don't tell my daughter to go and look for a guy to provide for her. I tell my daughter to go and look for a guy that's believing in God, that has good character, that actually worships and looks for and focuses on his purpose, because everything else falls in line. The money is gonna come. We so busy chasing money. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to look to women to provide for them, because if you're naturally that, if you're raised up in the admonition of your father, which is what God has ordained for you to do, you don't have to worry about that. That's naturally in you. And so, yes, absolutely, she should be purposeful. And her purpose at that time could be raising the children, depending on if y'all got children. Her purpose at that time could be out there and bringing in resources, because she's learning a new skill that can then translate into the company that y'all build together. It's a lot of nuance and a lot of context, but I hate it when people pander to women because they leading y'all astray. And it sounds like I'm a harsh father. It sounds like it's a difficult situation. It sounds like you're just supposed to be giving everything. But if that's the case, then why are we as a society, why are we as a people, as black people in particular, so far behind, and we further behind than we ever been, even though we the freest and we have the opportunity to choose for ourselves? This isn't
Facts. That's the truth. That's the truth. We the only people that women think that they, think that they don't need men. They think that they don't need us. They think that they be better off without us. We the only people. Yo, what's going on, Maurice? Hope everything's going well, man. Blessings to you too. Yeah, this is I agree with Anton. I hate when people pander. Shout out to you, Maurice. Gotta make sure people can see the comment. Maurice been coming through showing a lot of love. I appreciate you, bro. Definitely appreciate you. Yeah, we just watching this watching this fake dating guru Yada Awakening to get exposed, because at the end of the day, Anton is right about what he's saying, and I personally don't like these dating gurus either, because that's what they're doing. They're pandering to women because they think that excuse me, because they think that this is their only way to make money. And you know what? Let's just be honest. They probably make good money doing this. But is it right? Is it helping the community? How is this man helping the community? Anton's right. I mean, when you're sitting there saying that no matter what, a man should be demanding 50,000, and that these young dudes need to have a certain amount of money, and that, they need to be doing this, they need to be doing that, they need to be doing this, and not requiring anything from the woman, what makes you think that that's going to be productive to society? It's not. It's not.
God. Ain't none of this what he talking about God right now. And I ain't even studied him. I ain't even getting started. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead, do your thing.
Wait. So, but I want clarity before we move on.
Go ahead,
because when we talk about should men pay 100% of the bills, I'm assuming that means based on the context that you just gave.
It's based off of your circumstance and situation. Everyone is different, and nobody is a monolith.
My brother.
Nobody is a monolith.
Okay,
I love how he put so much passion into his words. But when God created man, God gave man a purpose. And what was the purpose? What was the purpose? He placed that man in a garden. What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky. What's that? That's a bear.
That's not what happened.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the word of God.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the word of God,
Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. And when
I'm gonna stop you. That's not how that's not necessarily how that happened. That's not how and this is the other problem I have with them is when people take and twist the Bible up in order to make their point. But yeah.
God, seeing that he was fit to represent himself as a man, he put him to rest. And from that rib,
burnout. We all experience it at some point. It's so important to me that I've actually been working on it in therapy. In fact,
he took Eve. Now, this is a fact. Now,
what is he talking about?
We have to understand what's
100% of the
bills. Nobody is passion into his words. But when God created man, God gave man a purpose. And what was the purpose? What was the purpose? He placed that man in a garden. What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky. What's that? That's a bear.
That's not what happened.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the word of God.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the word of God.
Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. And when God, seeing that he was fit to represent himself as a man, he put him to rest. And
that's not what happened. That is 100% not what happened. That is 100% not what happened. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Sorry. But this has to be done. Because we have to be specific. We have to be specific about what he's saying and what he's implying. Because first and foremost, hold on. Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys. All right, guys. We are gonna have to take a. Yeah. So we're gonna be very specific about what we say because when people manipulate and contort the Bible, I cannot stand that. I just can't. I can't stand it. So we're gonna listen to exactly what he said. And I'm gonna show you why this guy is a liar. Okay?
purpose. He placed that man in a garden. What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky.
Okay. Now, what did this man just say? Now, if we're looking here, this is Genesis 2. Scroll down here. This is God creating the Garden of Eden. You see this, right? Planted a garden, made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden, there were trees of life, and the tree were the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The river, all this stuff. And it says, the Lord took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And the Lord commanded him, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of good and knowledge and evil, for you will certainly die, okay? So we see that. We see that, okay? So God put Adam there to take care of the garden, to oversee the garden. So, what are you when you sit there and imply that his purpose was anything other than that, you are misrepresenting the Bible. Number one. Number two, you go on to say that, and then when God saw himself suitable to come through flesh, it didn't say anything about that. It says, and the Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. What does it just say right there? I will make a helper suitable for him. Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky, brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. God created Adam with a purpose. And then he created Eve to help Adam achieve that purpose. Implying anything else is a misrepresentation of the Bible. You are lying to people. You're lying. I'm sorry. I'm not going to not get passionate about that. Stop lying to people.
What's that? That's a bear.
That's not what happened.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the word of God.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the word of God,
Listen
but
to
I'ma
me,
let you
brother.
cook.
Listen to me. And when God seen that he was fit to represent himself as a man, he...
That's some BS that you just made up and put in the Bible that you interpret. That's why you're no different than a lot of the Hebrew Israelites. That is something that you inserted in the Bible. It had nothing to do with that.
Put him to rest. And from that rib, he took Eve. Now,
why did he take Eve? Because it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone. It didn't mean that he couldn't make man or man couldn't be alone. He just said it's not good for man to be alone. Then he said, I will make a helper suitable for him. Women were literally designed to be helpmeets to men. I'm not saying that, oh, this makes women inferior. I'm saying that if you believe in the Bible, you saying anything contrary to this it's heresy. It's heresy. It's contrary to the actual teachings of the Bible. And people do not get called out for this enough, man. I'm sick of these Bible perverts lying and contorting the Bible and trying to manipulate people in order to justify their points.
this is a fact. Now we have to understand, what does it mean when you create a woman from the rib? What is a rib? A rib protects the internal organs, the heart and the rib. If the rib is mishandled, it fractures, it breaks.
The heart isn't. I don't. That's not.
And what does that do to the man? It leaves him vulnerable. It leaves him hurt. But if a man handles this rib, protects this rib, uplifts this rib, guides this rib, loves this rib, this woman is able to become something greater than what she was created, which uplifts the man himself. So God gave a man responsibility before he gave him a woman. He didn't say, here's Adam and here's Eve. He says, here's Adam and here's a responsibility. And then when God was seen that he was fit to be considered a man and a head, which God is the head of man and man is the head of woman, he then gave God Eve. And then what happened, brother?
Gave who Eve? He gave who Eve?
And then what happened?
You tell me. Because I'm going to add the context. I want you to finish.
We can go in deep. If you want chapters, whatever, we can do this. But I need every young man listening to me that was raised in a home without a father. Young girls that was raised in homes without fathers. Your mother is divine greatness. Your mother is beautiful. I don't care what no man says about you, your mother, or where you can go. Strive to elevate. Strive to become the best version you are before you get into a relationship, so you don't have to drag a woman through the same things your fathers did to your mothers. Love yourself enough to provide for yourself. So when you get into a relationship with a woman, you don't have to abandon her or drag her through your turmoils. All praises is completely due to the Most High. Go ahead, my brother.
You know what's so
There we go. There we go.
funny about that story, the part that he left out?
What's that?
Is that she hearkened to the voice of the serpent. And the man wasn't there to protect her. God was. They had everything. They didn't even know that they was naked. He made her because he said that it wasn't good for man to be alone. And he didn't point to figure it out. He let him name every single thing that was in the garden. And the context matters. And this is what happens when you know your word. And the interesting part about it is the devil know parts of the Bible too.
Oh, man.
Facts.
The devil know parts of the Bible too. So the serpent itself was able to beguile Eve because he understood what God told them not to do, to not to eat from that tree.
At SEMrush, we see that success has changed. Once it was all about
not to eat that fruit. And although she had all of the covering that she could ever want and need, there is no greater provider than God himself. And you know what she did? She was disobedient. She still ate, and not only did she eat, she went and she gave it to her husband too.
She convinced him. She literally convinced him. Adam would have never did it if it wasn't. Nah. It's just crazy.
Which then got them kicked out, and then they had to put cherubims around the tree of life so that they wouldn't eat it and become gods themselves. That's scripture. And then their children was raised up to then kill one another because one of them was jealous of the other. And then the children then became generational curses as a result of what the beguilement was from the wife, from Eve.
Brother.
No.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay.
That's literally what happened. So my point is that context matters. It's not just looking at it on the surface.
Definitely.
It's deep diving into the understanding. You need to get a concordance. You should get a concordance because I don't know what book you read. I don't know what version you understand, but you got to get a concordance to understand what words mean. And you need to understand exactly what God instructed Adam to do because he wasn't disobedient. He was punished for the thing that you tell women to do.
Because he was accountable. That's the difference. Adam was accountable for Eve. He was not responsible until he was responsible for what he did himself. But look, and this isn't about bashing women. This isn't a bash women. This is about these dating gurus that are pandering to women and therefore creating a delusion of grandeur that is in turn furthering the divide between men and women. That's the truth. That's the truth. All this is doing is furthering the divide. So we have to really keep these things when you're quoting this, oh, you're divine and oh this and oh that. Look, it isn't to say, look, black women are dope. Some of them are dope. Some of them are hyenas. But let's just be real. This isn't an attack on women. I'm not about that. It's not about that. This is about really looking at and exposing how these people are making a profit off of the struggle of black women. That's the truth.
Do when you tell men to do. You said, people sent me a video of you saying a man should give 100% of his check to his wife. God punished Adam because he hearkened to the voice of his woman and he wasn't the leader that you saying with both tongues, because it's speaking from both tongues, that you said that men should do. It's the opposite of what God instructed man to do.
That's, what he just said is so beautiful. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Adam was right next to Eve when the serpent gave her the fruit to eat. He was right next to her. Genesis, anybody, Genesis.
This guy's crazy.
Chapter 1. Listen to me. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody read that for me?
What version?
I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull that up. Genesis.
What version?
Let's go King James just to keep it. Let's keep it King James just to keep it standard.
And Lono, can we pull that up? Can we pull that up, Lono? Is that possible?
We're no longer allowing men to walk us around circles and sound like they know what they're talking about.
Oh no, you know
Genesis,
you know
chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody please read?
Listen, we're gonna pull that up. And listen, shout out to the chat. We're gonna pull that up. Genesis chapter 1 through 6. We got 3,300 people in the chat. That's between initiates.
Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God has made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree? So right now, we have 3 characters right now. In just verse 1, there are 3 characters. This is why context and reading comprehension, and I hate to say it, but this is why black education failed you Negroes, because you ninjas can't read. This is what I'm talking about. And let's just be honest, I think this dude might be a Hebrew Israelite. I'm not going to say that whether, but I don't think I'm wrong about this. But listen, right now, 3 characters are established in chapter 3, verse 1. Now, the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Let's look back at Yada's claim, right? Yada claimed that Adam was right there when Eve was deceived by the serpent. Let's go back to the verse. One character, the serpent, okay? That's one character. 1. The wild animals don't count. The Lord God, we know that is the Most High, the Creator, okay? God, once again referenced. The woman, he said to the woman, you must not eat from any tree of the woman. And what happens? Adam doesn't say anything. Adam isn't mentioned. And why wouldn't it mention that Adam was right there if Adam was right there? He said to the woman. Now guess what? In verse 2, the woman said to the serpent, we may eat from from the trees in the garden, but God did say you must not eat from that tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die. Verse 2, there's still only 3 characters: the woman, the serpent, and God. Verse 2 and 3. Verse 4, you will not certainly die. The serpent said to the woman, for God knows that when you eat from the tree, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Still 3 characters. Verse 4, 5. Verse 6, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. Okay? Verse 3, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. That's exactly what you said. 3 characters. 3 characters. Finally, she took some and ate it. Then it says she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Okay? This is what I mean by context. That does not imply that Adam was with her the whole entire time. And this is what it means when you have to actually comprehend and understand words. Now look, I don't mean to, I hate to have to break it down like this, but when it says that she took it and she ate it, she gave some to her husband. He ate it. She had to. Let's just use some context clues right here. Deductive reasoning, okay? Was Eve stated to be directly at the tree when she was approached by the serpent if she was instructed to stay away from it already? And she had to disobey that. She had to go to the tree, which means that maybe just because the snake convinced her when she wasn't with Adam doesn't necessarily mean that she couldn't have met up with Adam. This is what I'm talking about. You guys have to use these leaps in logic and add in interpretation when it's not mentioned. It does not say that she was with Adam when she was talking to the serpent. It doesn't say that. You're adding that in. Now we can get back to it, because at the end of the day, it's not a Bible school. I'm sorry.
NDBA and the bag chasers all going crazy tonight. And I dropped a poll, guys. We already got 1,200 people chimed in on that poll. Who will win tonight's debate? Is already getting heated. Should men pay 100% of the bills? And it's funny because it's 52% to 48%. So pretty much it's 50-50.
After you read this, I'm going to break down the generational curse. This brother didn't know what he was talking about.
Okay,
but let's do this.
Let's send that link to Lano. Send that link to Lano. I want him to pull that up.
Let's go ahead. Yo, I'm going to go ahead and read this joint. Your mic is good. Can you? Okay.
Make sure y'all get y'all hardly initiated cards too. All right. My mic it seems like it's going in and out.
It's going
my praises be to the Most High.
It's probably your headphones, but your mic is good. Your mic,
as long as my mic is good.
Your mic is Gucci. So check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this. Lano, go ahead. You gonna get that set to Lano to pull it out.
I'm trying to get it to Lano. Yeah.
Now Genesis chapter 3.
I have an idea for a.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall y'all touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
That's correct.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
With her.
That does not know.
That's not what that means, and that's what I'm talking about. It's context. It's context, and this is the problem that I have with a lot of these Hebrew Israelites, because you have to literally get into this rudimentary like God. Ugh, this is frustrating. But yeah, I'm gonna show you. That's not what this means.
No, that's not what it means.
Read that
That's
again,
not
please.
what it means.
Read that again, please.
That's not what it means.
Let me read it one more time. Let me read this one more
That's
time.
not what it means, and you know better.
Now you want to change
You
the
know
word.
better. No,
Hold
it's
that
not
up,
changing the
hold that up.
word.
Hold on,
You
we
know
see
that's
that.
not what it
Guys,
means.
hold on, wait, one second. This is actually chapter 3. I'm reading verse 6 again. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
With her.
But no. But see,
With her.
here's the key.
Eat.
No. Here's the key.
Now he want to change the word of God.
Nope. Don't overtalk me. She talked to the serpent
Scroll up,
by
Mono.
herself. She ate from the tree by herself, and then she took with her, and then dined with her husband.
That's not what it says.
Listen. That is what happened in the word.
Man.
He wants to, and here's the beautiful part about this, is that he's so stuck on pandering.
Oh man.
He's so stuck. And here's the beautiful part about this, is that regardless of what man that you have, regardless of your covering, he's going to suffer no matter what. He has to pay the price. Men today understand that regardless of whether or not my mic is going in and out, or is it just my headphones?
Just your headphones. Just your headphones.
Regardless of whether or not we get you impregnated or not, we still have to be responsible for that. We go to jail regardless of if we want to take care of that kid or not. If we decide that we don't want to pay child support, even if it's not your child, a woman can put your name on the birth certificate and you will be imprisoned as a result of it. That is just the facts. It's men every single day that go to jail for things that they didn't do. They get accused of things that they didn't do every single day. Meaning that men by default, even back in the word of God, is held accountable for the things that their wife do. But it doesn't absolve the woman from being responsible for her own decisions. It does not absolve her at all. And that's the part of the context that we missing. We always want to put it on the men. And justifiably so, because men have to be responsible, and you've never seen how great a society is without men being great themselves. But we don't live in that time.
Oh, praises. Now, I want to finish what I was saying about
But I'm going to let him finish.
Thank you so much,
Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead.
Thank you
Yada.
Thank you so much. From Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6.
He just read it.
Listen to me, please. May I speak? That's
You're
feminine,
right. I'm
brother.
sorry.
I
You're right.
appreciate you so much. Genesis, chapter 3. You read
1
it.
through 6.
Yes,
1
sir.
through 6,
That
right?
was 1 through
Yep.
6. Yes, sir.
Did it say that Eve walked down the street?
No.
Did it say she ran around the corner? She said she gave it to her husband that was right next to her, meaning...
It didn't say right next to her.
Brother, that was
you pervert the word of God.
Can we read it one more time? It's on the screen.
He didn't say
Can
he
we
was right
place it
next to her.
again?
And
Can we
gave-
place...
He said
Hold on.
that she
Antoine,
talked
hold
to the
on for 1
serpent
minute,
by
brother.
herself.
1 minute,
He
brother.
was not there.
Brother, 1 minute, brother,
So check
please.
it out. I got it. It says, and gave also. She took.
Also.
She took.
Also.
of the
Thank
fruit.
you. Brother.
She
Thank
took
you.
of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also
Thank you.
unto her husband with her.
So you're going to ignore
and
also?
With her.
he did
You're going to
eat.
ignore also?
Can you read it again? Because some I don't know
I didn't
what
see
he learned
anywhere.
English from.
I didn't see anywhere in that
Where'd you
scripture
learn your English?
where it said that
Okay,
Adam was
let me
there
finish,
while
brother.
she was having a
Let me finish.
conversation.
I understand
and when she
you don't
picked-
like to be
and when
proven
she
wrong. I
picked the
got
fruit
you.
off of
We
the tree.
gotta have one
I didn't
mic.
see that.
We
Yeah.
gotta have one mic, guys, just so because we
I'ma
gotta
finish. Thank you so
We
much.
gotta
So
get
let's
context
get it.
on
So
this.
Genesis 1 through 6.
Right. First, I want to say, Antoine, I love you. And I'm glad that you came here to speak with me today. We don't have to get emotional, over talk, yell. It's not about proving points. Bro, we going to show facts. That's it. You said talking points, right? You said we couldn't go into context. Now, as we see, when a man leaves a woman unprotected, she doesn't just get hurt. Her family beneath her gets hurt. Now we're going to step into what the brother was talking about, generational curses. The generational curse fell on the sons. You okay, brother? I thought you were having a seizure. Your neck was moving a little bit. You okay?
I'm listening.
Just making sure you're okay.
Because you're doing the common lyrics.
No, brother, please, brother. Thank you so much. I love you, brother, really. When Adam and Eve, Adam is the head over woman. God is the head over man. When Adam ate,
basically, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, when you say the context that onto her means is basically, and hold on, I'm just gonna show you this context that basically we're saying, and it says, and saw that it was pleasant to the eyes, to be desired, and a tree to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat. That's the end of that. Then this is why you see it's a comma there. It says, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. What that is saying, that doesn't mean that he was literally right next to her when the serpent was talking to her. What that means is they ate it together. Look, I hate to be like, I'm not an English teacher, but come on, guys, this is comprehension 101. This is what the verse is saying, and this is why it's important. Because what they do is, this is the same thing that the Hebrew Israelites do. They take and they twist the Bible, and then they look up these definitions, and they use words out of context. It's not saying that Adam was beside Eve the whole time. It's saying that Eve talked to the serpent, and you see it. You can go down the verse and read it again. I told you there were 3 characters. Then in verse 6, Adam is added into the equation. She gave them also unto her son with her, and he did eat. That means they ate it together. Guys, do some research and quit letting these people manipulate and twist the Bible into whenever they want it to mean. That's not what that means.
God came to him, and I'll give you a check if you want to, because I know I like to go back, and this is what I do. He ate of the fruit. Like the brother said, he was naked. God came to him and said, why are you hiding? He said, I'm naked. He said, who told you you're naked? Yes or no? You agree with that part? Thank you so much for agreeing. He then asked him, who told you you were naked? He said, the woman that you gave me the fruit, and I ate. He took no responsibility over that woman. Now this turns into a generational curse, which goes down to Cain and Abel. When a man leaves a woman unprotected, we're going to see death in high numbers as we do.
So you're saying that Adam is supposed to protect her from God, the person that made him and her? That's what you're implying?
Right now, Detroit, Chicago.
Weren't you just saying earlier that it was men, then God over man, man over woman? But man is supposed to protect woman from God? Make that make sense.
New York, they're even rapping about it, calling it drill music. But if men, young men.
See, this is what I'm talking about. These guys, what they do is they just throw a lot of these random talking points together because that's what it is. And it sounds good individually. Oh, yeah, I rock with that. I don't rock with drill music. I hate drill music. It's bad. It's toxic, right? Yeah, all good and dandy. Oh, yeah, man is supposed to take care of a woman. Man should pay the bills if he wants this. And you know what I mean? You want feminine women? No, first of all, let's dispel that, because if we're being honest, a woman should be feminine whether you're masculine or not. If your behavior is affected, if you're only masculine because a woman is feminine, you're not really masculine. And if you're only feminine because a man is masculine, then guess what? You're not really feminine. That's the truth.
Had fathers in their lives that could elevate them, love their mothers, appreciate their mothers, guide their mothers, because when a man loves a woman, the children will be protected. But when a woman has to pick up the slack of a man and become a man, more masculine in her approach with her sons.
Again, and this is what we're talking about when we say pandering, guys.
The boy turns into something other than himself. And now we're seeing murder at high numbers. We're still going through this.
Now look at this. This Bible pervert is using the Bible in order to basically push this narrative that men are somehow responsible for not protecting women against the Creator, number one. But this caused a generational curse. Well, like, what are you talking about? The generational curse was sin. Why are you adding context to, or unnecessary context to the Bible? You're adding your own interpretations and then using that to justify your point. And then look, it sounds good. That's all though. It sounds good.
Sins of Adam not being a provider and a teacher, because a provider isn't just financial. Providing is emotionally, mentally, spiritually, intellectually. This is what a provider is. And when a man's unable to do that, we see what's going on. Young girls not knowing how to choose a man, and men speaking down to women. This is what's going on. This is the sin of Adam, not the sin of Eve. But you men believe that.
You know, Adam was punished not for eating the fruit, but to hearkening unto the voice of the woman. That's why he don't understand. See, he'll move the goalposts and start talking about drill music and all of this other nonsense. That's not true. Let me tell you something. God punished her. He punished her first. He punished the woman. He didn't punish the man because of the woman. He punished the man for hearkening unto the voice of the woman. And that's the context. How can you sit there and say, because she wasn't provided for and protected, when at that time, before sin was committed, God was the provider and the protector? So did she sin against her husband or did she sin against God?
Are you asking a question?
Yes, that's a question.
She sins against both.
Did she sin against her husband or did she sin against God?
Both.
Well, that would make you a hypocrite. That would make you contradictory, because
how?
I'm gonna explain to you how.
Please.
Because you said that she wasn't provided and protected for. God had gave them everything that they could ever need.
You need to check out multi-pants. They're cargo pants with a straight leg fit. The fabric is also very stretchy.
That don't even make sense.
Their responsibility.
That's why I'm glad I'm not letting them slide with that, because this is what these guys need to really expose the world of how really asinine they are.
Was to make sure that they listened to God and did what he's supposed to do. They only had one rule.
That's beautiful, brother.
There was only one rule, not to eat from that fruit. That's it.
You gotta think about it. Perfection, immortality. Perfection, immortality, peace. Only a woman can figure out a way to mess it. I'm just kidding, guys.
That wasn't it.
That was the rule.
No, it wasn't.
That was the rule.
No, it wasn't.
And they sinned against God. They were punished as a result of it. So for you to say that she wasn't protected and provided for is a lie, because then that would mean that you convicting God.
Hold on, wait 1 second. I want to reset the room, by the way, because I know people just coming in.
I love it.
We got Anton and Yada in the building right now, and this all is inspired. This is the context behind the original.
You should, because honestly, it's not a good look for you, buddy. You can laugh all you want, but I mean, it's not a good look. He's right. I mean, well, I'm not gonna say I agree 100% with what he's saying, but what I am gonna say is, in general, it is true. Like, Adam and Eve were not punished the same way, and they were punished differently and for different things. So,
Original question here of should men pay 100% of the bills?
I love it.
If you missed it already, you're gonna have to go back to the beginning to get some further context. But the story of Genesis was brought up here as a way for us to go to be honest, I damn forgot why the hell we went here.
Well, it's about responsibility. That's what it's about.
It was
That's the conversation. About responsibility.
But see, I think this is really important because what we're trying to really nail down at this point is the concept of true providership.
Right.
And what does providership properly look like? Because I think 100% of the bills is really when is related to the conversation of men being providers. And what does it look like for men to properly provide?
And essentially, when does a man qualify for a relationship?
And see, that's a really great question, because my man Yada said a man is always providing 100%, whereas Anton here says it depends on the relationship itself.
Right. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on a lot of things. It's not just the relationship.
Okay, hold tight. So before you get into that question, I want to read some of these super chats. We told the initiates that we was going to read the super chats. Shout out to Raphael Williams. Says, Yada on that grift. He even brought his Goof Troop female posse to back him up. Y'all are trolls. Shout out to Kimberly Moore. Says, read 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13 through 14. And shout out to Joanne. She says, Yada, I want to ask you how to get any woman respect and submission.
Hold off on
and
all
I gotta
questions.
change these up, guys. Listen, y'all gotta spell check these super chats, because y'all gonna have me up here sounding crazy. And continue to make sure to send those. And I'm finna drop a poll right here, because the conversation is, should men pay 100% of the bills? So I'm getting ready to drop that poll to see what the initiates think. And I think, Tyshawn, you wanted to follow up with a question real fast.
Absolutely. I think, Yada, we talked about this yesterday.
Over 4,000 people in the chat.
I think it's really important for us to give context to the brother who is on the come up, because I know a lot myself of brothers at different levels. I have a vast friend group here in Atlanta of brothers from a financial perspective, they've already made it, and other brothers who are absolutely ambitious. They're in masterminds, they're investing in themselves, but they have not really quite arrived at that place where they feel in this economy that they can really provide for the family at the level that they want, at the vision that they want. But they also may still have a lady that they love or that they're building with. Is it a good idea, because I really want to give the men some game here, should men take on a woman that they feel like they love and is an asset before he is capable and ready to 100% provide?
What do you mean by, let me ask just a little bit more concept.
Yeah.
What do you mean by is an asset?
Well, he feels like she has the qualities of a good wife.
Because I believe that every woman can be an asset. But I'm wondering, in the context of your question, what do you mean by that?
As she has the qualities to become a wife and his long-term partner that he can build with.
So it's a woman that I'm assuming the woman that a gentleman is serious about.
Absolutely.
Should he take her on if he can't quite provide 100%?
Should he jump into this? Okay, I'm just going to summarize it, because I'm a C student. I'm slow. He's smarter than me. Should he get into a relationship with this woman even though he can't provide 100%? Is that
100%? Yes.
Okay. All right, I got you. Is that a question for me?
Actually, how about this? I think I want to actually hear from Yada on this one.
You know what?
Because I'm not sure who's
because I think
that's a good break point. And honestly, yeah, because let's just be honest. I'm not gonna be on here for no 3 hours, but yeah. So yeah. Honestly, we're going to like I said, we're going to break this down piece by piece, because honestly, when you have someone, guys, you saw it yourself, the guy's a Bible pervert. He's a Bible pervert, and he's trying to use the Bible, and this is what we see with a lot of these dating gurus, these dating coaches. What they do is they prey on black women who need to feel or who need the validation, and that's how they make their living. And like I said, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. But on that note, tune in tomorrow. We're gonna probably keep going with it. And yeah, I got some other stuff in the works, so make sure you tune in to that. And yeah, it's gonna be dope. So guys, with that being said, yeah, maybe hopefully we can get through the whole thing tomorrow. But with that being said, yeah, let's just yeah. Oh man, I suck at ending these things. But yeah, I hope you guys doing well. Appreciate everybody that checked it out. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Appreciate you. You dope. And yeah, I'm J Red Unfiltered, and I am signing out.